here on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Sitting out to relax, get back someday. Anytime I want my half, I need it. I'll be present in a New York minute. Don't deceive me now, you know it's business. And it's been a long time, fortunately mine, playing on my soul, connected my control. Rock me so slow. Anytime I need it, she will bend down low on me. Rock me so slow. In the morning time, sit roots maneuver, give me little one. Sunny side or yellow side, I made it. I'll be gone before the clock hits 5, wailing at the moon until I'm faded. And it's been a long time, fortunately mine, playing on my soul, connected my control. Rock me so slow. Anytime I need it, she will bend down low on me. Rock me so slow. In the morning time, rock me so slow. Anytime I need it, she will bend down low. Rock me so slow. In the morning time, Susie, I'm into dinner. Rejuvenated state, I'm feeling on and on. She's pulling all along. Gotta get my sexual healing. And it's been a long time, fortunately mine, playing on my soul, connected my control. Rock me so slow. Anytime I need it, she will bend down low on me. Rock me so slow. In the morning time, rock me, rude girl, dance house, select them. 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 Dancing long time, on and on, long time.
Così uli di sombranza temek e zu ita saluda antes di niga Radzaudzan malak estrezas durante todo em memu a nogi distância como cupo palu zaniman malak guafi con una sughiairi preba tu la notte Na'i banderata gaigi, pues atan fani bandera, kau esta pagua pumalala, gilug tanu man libri, sentami ti man ko badi.
coração ten imas figu nani nasinyahu fresin my sadu arabaputei ten defendi I hinengi I cultura I linguahi I hano Zanitano tamoru yes Zanitano tamoru yes Ire shaku la 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 Did I to get into stop that 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 SD who what been my ihilo Zani Biblia Ibandera Ibandera Mohan yes 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 Ibandera Mohan yeah Mastakilu Hinasoku Kinini Mastakalu Ikurason Ten Imas Figu Nani Nasinyahu Fresin Maisatu Parabai Putei Ten Defendi I Hinengi I Cultura I Lenguahi Tamoru, yes. Tanitano Tamoru, yes. The Eden Shaku, la. Did I to get into stop that? 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 Yes, the who, what been my ihilo. Tani Biblia Ibandera Mohan yes 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 Ibandera Mohan yes
Monday, what? No way. It's Monday already? Wow, Monday already. Joe Sir said it's Monday. Well, time to work, guys. Good morning on you. Yep, it is Monday already. That was a fast one. What is going on with the weekends in 2022? You know, the last couple of years went by so fast. This year, it just seems like the weekends are going by fast. The week is long. Very long weeks. Well, we're in for another one. It is Monday, March 28th. Manana Siduas, good morning on you. Guahu si Bobak, Biba Mesta Moru. And welcome, Kahula, wipe away the Mugo, to another episode of The Link. It's March 28th, 2022, 6:25 in the morning on a Monday. Yep, up and at 'em. Good morning on you. Coming up on the show, you know how we do on Mondays, we get the mayor of Petey, the president of the Mayor's Council of Guam, Mayor Jesse Allig. He comes in for his weekly update. What's going on in your neck of the jungle, in your village? We'll find out with Mayor Alec. We're also starting a new segment this morning with the CNMI Governor, Ralph Torres. It's called Fit to Lead. And as you guys know, Governor Torres is committed to kind of like a fitness journey. And I saw in the news last week that he challenged all of his cabinet members over there in the NMI to follow suit and to get fit, right? As now's the time to do it, guys. You know what I mean? We saw too many of our people who were not, healthy lose their lives and get very sick during this pandemic. And so, I mean, if there's ever a time, sir, better late than never. Let's do it, break fluid. So looking forward to catching up with Governor Ralph Torres of the CNMI this morning. It is 6:26. Good morning on you, Breeze. Thank you guys for jamming us on the radio. We're KUAM FM Agani Guam, Guahusi Chris, and welcome. We got our first look at news coming up here on this Monday morning. Let's see. What did I do this weekend? I went to a gala ball. Yes, I thank you, Royal Bix, for the tux. I went with Team KUAM to the American Red Cross's Red Ball. It was, needless to say, the first time I've been to a gala-type Red Ball thing. Well, it's been a few years. Yeah, and it was definitely an interesting experience. It was a great time. We had a great time. Always love hanging out with the team. We got the best team. Awesome. But it was just like, being the first one, it was kind of like, maybe I need to go to a couple, especially if you're hooking up me with the tickets. I'm down. Maybe I need to go to a couple to just kind of get used to it, because it kind of felt weird. Like in a ball, you usually go up and you kind of like, you would go around and talk to people and mingle and stuff. And there wasn't really a lot of that going on. But it was a great time for a great cause, of course. Great food. Want to shout out Chef Mirko of the Hyatt. It was a good time. But thanks to my mom for watching the kids, too, Saturday night. I was able to go out with Team KUAM and just kind of change it up a little bit, Carpool with Jason and Sabrina, and that was fun. I'm on some medication, so I haven't drank it's been a long time, actually, and so it was also fun to pound back those ice waters. I had about like 15 ice waters. I know the waitress is like, "You sure, Mr. Chris? This is your 10th water?" And I was like, "I'm okay. Give me another." And so it was kind of fun to hang out. When you're hanging out and your friends are having a good time, having a couple drinks, and you're like the one who's like sober. It's fun. It's good stuff. 6:28. Good morning on you guys. First look at news is coming up. It's brought to you by Pacific Points. Facebook Live is joining us this morning on this Monday. Ken Paulino is the first one in the KUAM News Facebook Live page. Good morning, Mr. Ken. Rosemary Laguatnia, good morning. Team, 3 thumbs up, 3 prayer emojis. Right on. Yes, that's good. Drop those prayer emojis. It is a Lent. Rosemary Laguatnia, again, good morning, team. Tina Castro, half a day from Raleigh, North Carolina. Wow. Maylene Rivera, buenas, then half a day. Good morning, Maylene. Frank Mantonani, good morning and happy Monday. Happy Monday. There's an oxymoron. Angelo Esfer, half a day. Good morning. Bennett Lujan Duenas, good morning on you, Miss Bennett Lujan Duenas. Emma Olalia, good morning and a thumbs up. Judith Tyron, Hoik, buenas, bananas y juice, and half a day, Guam. Mama Bear Debbie Davis, all the way from Kentucky. Good morning, Mama Bear. Half a day, good morning, KUAM News. Chris, Joe, sir, all my beautiful Link family, all on Guam and the CNMI. Hashtag Mama Bear. Tony Mantonania comments in here. Half a day, todos estegui, talo nuevo na semana, guinigi, slata minago fani, Bobek. You too, Mr. Ton. Good morning on you. Don't burn the bread. Tony Martinez, good morning, Guam, Bobak, Mananasi Duos, Link, and Joe, sir. Yes, Joe, sir, good morning. Angel Pete Quintanilla Castro, good morning, Familia KUAM News, Mananasi Duos. All have a good day and be safe. Yes, let's do that, shall we? Good morning on you guys. Who else we got here? Leslie San Nicolas, buenas. Biba Mestamoru. Biba Mestamoru. Luis Mendiola, good morning. Chamarita Rages, good morning on you, Chamarita Rages. Off a day, and good morning, Bobak. Joe Sir, KUAM Guam, CNMI from the beautiful hillside of Sinahanya. Lynn Mantanotnia Gumantauta, buenas, Lynn. Good morning on you, Lynn. Rosalia Duenas, buenas para todos. Good morning, Rosalia. Good morning on you. Stephen Arceo, half a day, buenas. Happy birthday, Ezra Leon Guerrero of Barragata. Yeah, happy birthday, Ezra Leon Guerrero of Barragata. Enjoy your day. 9 years old. That's coming from Ellen Joy and Carter. Yes, so happy birthday on you, Stephen Arceo. Or Ezra Leon Guerrero. My bad. Happy 9th birthday. Ron Uggan. Yep, Ron, the regular Uggan. Thank you, Ron, for joining us again. Buenos Aires, Guam from Rockland, California. Stay safe. Thank you, sir. Who else we got here? Good morning on you guys. Sylvia Nauta Napati. Bibat Samoru. Yes. Peter Lozano. Good morning, Guam. Good morning on you, sir. Marcy Flores. Good morning. Good morning, Marcy. Tina Ruth Palacios Flores. Good morning, Marianas. Good morning. Doreen Pareda. Mananasidulas, Guam. Good morning on you guys. Yes, it's Monday already. Want to congratulate the FB Leon Guerrero Hawks as well for winning. Oh, man, sorry, I forgot to give you those videos. Let me shoot you those over. For winning the 76 Pony League Middle School Baseball Championship. It was a great game. Went down at the Ukudu baseball field on Saturday. It was FB Leon Guerrero taking on the Estumbo Dragons. Yes, the Hawks versus the Dragons. And it was a great game. The Hawks were able to pull out the big win there for the championship. A little bit biased, just a little bit, as my son is a player on the FB Leon Guerrero Hawks. Biba Hawks! Biba! It was a great season. Want to shout out Coach Sal and all the coaches. Great job. I mean, every game was fun to watch. That's good. Good to see. I love baseball, guys. It's my favorite sport. I love watching it. I love playing catch with my boy. It's just been awesome to see him so excited. So he played soccer this year and baseball. And I'm so proud of him because during the pandemic, right, it was so easy. A lot of our kids were rotting their brains on the devices, the tabs or the video games or whatever. And you know, my kids went through that phase too, and it's frustrating, right? Because we grew up playing outside, and the video games, it was like 90% play outside, 10% video games, maybe. You know what I mean? And it kind of seems like it's flipped around. It's a struggle as a parent, right, to kind of deal with that. But he made a big turnaround. You know, was online, went back to face, signed up for soccer, went out for baseball. He weighed 175. This is my boy Channing. He weighed 175 before soccer, and he's all the way down to 153. But, you know, outside of the weight loss, which is great, right, especially in the young kids, because, you know, we have a lot of young kids on our island that they're suffering from the diabetes, right? Besides the weight loss, my boy just feels better. You know, he's just more confident, and it's great. So just want to shout out just sports. Yeah, sports. It's great. And it was a great game. Estumbo really brought a good game Saturday. Well, maybe next year. So it was a great game. Good effort, Dragons, but Biba Hawks. Okay, 6:33. It is Monday, March 28th. Good morning on you. Let's go ahead and, Lynn Paris. Good morning. Buenos dias from Los Angeles, sir. Wow, L.A. Ooh, glitz and glamour. Well, good morning on you, Lynn. How are you? Good to see you, and thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and get into our first look at news here on the link this morning. It is brought to you by Pacific Points with the very latest from the KUAM news team. It is our link update at 6:33. Good morning.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafid and good morning, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan, and here are your headlines right here on the link. He's been missing since November 2020, and family is asking for the community's assistance in finding their loved one, 26-year-old Manuel Enrique Santos, also known as Manny. Santos was last seen in Pacific Gardens in Dededo. He is described as being 5'8" in height, 120 pounds with a medium complexion. The Guam Police Department is seeking any information regarding Santos' disappearance. Should you have any information, you are urged to call GPD's Criminal Investigation Section at 671-475-8473. An attempted kidnapping occurred on Thursday evening around 4:30 in Agana Heights on Francisco Javier Avenue. GPD spokesperson Berlin Sevilla.
Where a female minor was jogging and was faced with a man unknown to her who used force in attempt to take her into his vehicle. The victim managed to get away from the suspect to seek help. However, the suspect attempted a second time to get the victim into his vehicle. She was able to escape from her attacker.
The unknown man was seen wearing a white shirt and black shorts and driving a white Toyota truck. The Guam Police Department is asking the community to call 671-475-8615 through 7 if you witnessed or know anything in regards to this investigation. In efforts to combat family violence and sexual assault, a new program aiding to victims is now on island. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo has this report.
Family violence is a continuous issue on Guam. The Guam Police Department's Domestic Assault Response Team reported that in 2020, there were over 1,000 victims. In efforts to combat the rise in cases, Guam is taking on a plan of action called the Lethality Assessment Program. The launch comes from a collaboration between the Office of the Attorney General, the Guam Police Department's Domestic Assault Response Team, the Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence, and victim advocates reaching out. Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence Executive Director Cynthia Cabot.
So with the lethality assessment program, oftentimes in those cases, these are women, for the most part, who are in a situation where they are often battered and often abused, and then they are seeking assistance.
LAP provides officers with a standardized checklist to follow when responding to matters of family violence or sexual assault.
You're asking very personal questions of these victims. Have they ever tried to kill you? Have they ever threatened to kill you? Or your children? Have they ever threatened to kill themselves?
If a person answers yes to any of those, they are deemed a high-risk victim, and at the end of the questions, an officer will immediately connect them to support and safety planning services. Hannah Devonzo for KUAM News.
Things got heated during Thursday's Guam Visitors Bureau board meeting at issue conflicts of interest and violation of the open government law. KUAM's Jonagan Charfritz has more.
The gloves came off during Thursday's GVB regular board meeting. It all started with Board Chair Milton Morinaga addressing the members before getting into the agenda.
It is evident that over the past few days, there have been a number of unwarranted and unsubstantiated comments and accusation aimed at this board.
Morinaga referring to GVB President and CEO Carl Gutierrez's questioning of those on the board representing the hotels and airlines and possible underlying motives. Gutierrez says that he has a fiduciary responsibility to the people of Guam and not the board.
And as I've been here for almost 2 years now, I've witnessed blatant abuse of the open government law, the ethical violations that I see all the time. And I'm not just saying this because we have records. And I have to take this out to the public that you cannot come in here as an airline owner or a hotel owner and vote on incentives that go to this hotel or to that airline and not recuse yourself.
Gutierrez then called out certain board members, accusing them of violating the open government law.
You people meet in secret to determine the outcome of what's going to go on a board meeting, and we have those information.
The former governor making it clear.
If you want to get rid of me and Jerry, you can make that motion and do it. But I am not going to shirk my responsibility to allow the people of Guam's millions of tax dollars to be dictated by people that have special interests.
Board Treasurer Sam Shinahara responded that Gutierrez appeared to be on the defensive for actions of the board. He also clarified that the board has never handled any specific incentives for an airline. Gutierrez accused certain board members of ganging up on him to determine the outcome of meetings, saying, quote, "I'm fed up with it," end quote. The meeting concluded after 2 hours. Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
If you are eligible and haven't done so, there's still time to apply for the revived program and Salapi program. The Department of Administration has received almost $13,000 in applications. The program provides qualified households with a one-time $300 payment to be used for gas or other needs. DOA Deputy Director Bernie Guinness.
We are anticipating making the first payment. Hopefully about 1,000 payments, 1,000 households will be receiving a payment. Hopefully by the end of this month.
The deadline to apply is April 15th. You can apply online at doa.guam.gov or at their offices in the ICC building in Tamuning. The USS Springfield is now calling Guam home. The fast attack submarine arrived at Naval Base Guam from Hawaii as part of the Navy strategy in the Pacific. 150 sailors and crew are aboard. In a news release, the U.S. Pacific Fleet says that the submarine allows for rapid responses involving America's strongest striking power. Commander Joint Region Marianas Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson says home porting this frontline submarine here increases mission capabilities based on Guam and reaffirms our commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific region. USS Springfield was commissioned in 1986. And the port has drafted legislation ready to send over to the legislature to amend local laws to allow funding caps to be removed in order for them to proceed with projects that are part of their modernization program. A resolution was approved giving General Manager Roy Respicio the authority to get the job done.
Governor knows about this. She's very supportive of this. She even said to us that we're not asking the senators to appropriate any money from the general fund, that this is just an administrative mechanism to revise the statute so that we are not going to be in violation of any local law.
There are 2 laws that are blocking the port from moving forward that need to be amended. The port is also working with GITA. And the port board also passed a resolution to pay a former port police officer more than $208,000 in back wages, reinstates sick leave hours and annual leave hours owed, attorney fees, and to remit retirement fund benefits owed. In 2013, Eddie Castro was a port police lieutenant when he was fired for using an official vehicle to visit his girlfriend and falsifying his time cards while spending hours at her house. The case went before the Civil Service Commission and even before the Superior Court, which upheld the termination. However, last year, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Castro. In December 2021, the port board then adopted a resolution giving the general manager the authority to enter a stipulated judgment resolving the litigation, which ultimately led to the $208,000 in payments. And those are your headlines. We'll see you tonight on Primetime. Reporting for KUAM News, your news leader, Guahusi Isaiah Ugin.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more. Get more.
Communication. No bonus, too hot for me.
That's hot, Barnett. Thank you.
I just get emotional in February because Valentine's. The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now. Let's get into tomorrow news, brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank with Uncle Ken Conception, right here on the link.
Buenos updates to get suntugi finu sa morgan ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Taftag sa tangmek Domingo gi kasi las dos. Marespondo siya itaw tayo Guam Fire Department and Guam Police Department put sen seryoso na crash no embarga 4 na kareta gi papay EXO JFK gi Zatomom. Según spokesperson para Guam Fire Department si Kevin Riley, dos na tato sa Makoni para Guam Memorial na Hospital za uno sa Makoni para Naval Hospital. Timatungo trabay kondisyon niya ay mamatsadnud na ma-activate highway patrol gin ni GPD para may investiga. Mas patro na lalaki sa manmaresta animan na adulag zan karetan polisiya na tutungi giza tumum za magpugato giza pagat mangilaw ikasi las 12:30 gi egan betnes. Spokeswoman para Departamento Polisiya Berlin Sevilla a report na polisiya sa manakeke para ang kulod at tilong na primer na kareta giza Ipo Road giza tumum ane patiki driver za kapag polisiya za man adulag istagwatu pagat guihi driver sa hasgunat tumopi maski uno na karetan polisiya. Uno na opisyal sa mamatsetnud sa manisisitan matindi ni mediku. Man maresta podesti sa si Andrew Tovis, driver, 38 anos na edad. Maresta podas kapag polisiya aggravated assault gi opisyal polisiya. Timalago maresta empitun sinigon. Yan na setbi imoro na lisensyang kareta. Iman sustatan ni controlled substance. Dan tayo lisensya manyugon. Segundo si Darren Kinata, 19 anos na edad, sa maresta podia renunsya na para maaresta. Si Anthony Kenya, 19 anos na edad, sa podia renunsya na maaresta. Yuto mo si Jerry Mantanon yang 57 anos na edad sa padiman sustatan ni na di control substance na veneno. Mabuk sa Mantanon niya pas masota. Yuto mo na sunto gifinut sa moro para pago na lunes kin ni KUAM News. Manuugong i-isla padi finaytang tan Florin Meno Paulino. Uno git masamko na survivor ni Geran Dos. Ginin na lahat si tan Florin za ansyon manufog pat Master Chamorro Weaver. Si Tam Florence sa marecognizan na Master Weaver gi 1997 nasakan ni Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency patkaha za finatnagya sa Tanya Manufok ane dumadang kulu. Zamano na bisu esta pauguna tempo watu i gift pagu za notusia na siniseden selebrasyon kultura. Ilinya magahaga Lu Leon Guerrero na mentas ta celebrate mes historian from Malawan za ni mes Samoro ilina lana si Tam Floren sa nafanhasu todo aji tempo tati an extrumbeta za ni tradisyon ta sa mas preciso para identificar ni isla ni dumanya za ni nafamili ke familia. Megagiza na lahan sa sempi mahaswa isan man gina finatitas na tititas za gitodi isla itiningo niya po tinifok nuni na hamiresi respeto ginini todo. Para Guam News Network, Guau Sikin Conception. Yasuto Gifinutamoro sa presenta za ni nafato ni familia Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With MoneyMap, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light, or when it's time to slow down, maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be. With MoneyMap from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Thanks, Taco Bell!
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC and the Medical City, where patients are partners.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Join Nestor Lecanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hurts so good. With its spicy marinara and sliced red chilies. It's like a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. How's it looking? Don't be bashful with the fiery flakes now. I want it to be real spicy.
I haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm ready. The new Spicy Lovers Pizza. Get it while it's hot. You want respect? Red chilies get you respect. Knowing our Pizza's the Hut.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KUAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KUAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote Archimoto culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platforms and the KUAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropicool Ice.
Start off your middays with the menu on KUAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KUAM TV8 weekdays at noon, with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KUAM TV11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
Hey, good morning. Morning. Bananas and Juice, Monday. Yeah, Monday already. I like a Monday. 6:53, March 28th. Good morning. Easter's coming. Yep, better be good during Lent. Do you know a way you could be good? Check out your Lent protocols here, the KUAM Podcast Network. And Elegnia Si Polly. Father said it's a podcast with Polly Eric Forbes. And for this episode, which is up all over where you can find podcasts like Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I think we even have the episode up on the YouTube there. Polly Eric Forbes just goes through the history of Lent, the Babuin Quaresma, all of the stuff, meat, chicken is meat. It's all covered in that podcast, which is pretty cool. Awesome show. Thank you guys for supporting the KUAM Podcast Network. And good morning, Tomas Farron. Facebook Live comments. Good morning, people of Guam. Welcome to Guam, USS Springfield. Chamarita Regis comments in here. She also comments, prayers for those who were involved in the 4-vehicle accident. Yeah, that was kind of a, you saw the picture that we played during the news, it's kind of a hard one to figure out exactly how did they wreck like that, right? I know somebody was saying, oh, maybe they're racing. We don't know, but yeah, thoughts and prayers and all that stuff going out to everybody involved. Good morning. Oh, we had Lynn Perez. Good morning to you. There was a story I saw, but first, can I just congratulate again the FB Leon Guerrero Hawks guys? We're gonna play this video up on the Facebook, right? I actually don't have it on my end, sir. My bad. Yeah, so congrats as they were able to pull out the win against the Stumbo Dragons. There's a cool little video showing on our Facebook live feed right now on the breeze. We're at KUAM FM and Agatnia, Guam. It was a great ball game. Shout out to all the athletes over there. There's also a great event with the Guam Weightlifting Federation over the weekend. So congrats to everybody who placed there, most especially to the Custom Fitness family. It's 6:56. Good morning. Well, there was a story I saw. Well, there's a bunch of stories in the news, and then there's some stories that aren't in the news, right, that happened this weekend. There's my boy Channing in the video. Yay. Good morning. This story here I saw, high-speed chase. Did you guys see this? It was, we had it on Friday. Where is that story here? Oh, also the Hoggett Church reopened. Yes, there's a high-speed chase. Where are you, high-speed chase? Oh, and also FSM is resuming repatriation flights, guys. Good morning. Yeah, there was a high-speed chase. Why can't I find it on KUAM.com? I know it's there. Okay, well, let's go to the chat. We did have some pictures to throw up here, guys, and I guess the moral of this story is I'm not sure how many black primer sedans have won a high-speed police chase, but that was this was the case with this instance here, which we're about to talk about, as Joe Sir has popped up the mug shots. Yeah, where are you? Right here, yep. High-speed chase. 4 men arrested following an early morning police chase that started in Tumon and ended in Pagat, Mangilau, around 2:30 in the morning Friday. According to police spokesperson Berlin Savella, police were attempting to conduct a traffic stop along Ipao Road when a primer black sedan took off. In Pagat, the driver rammed into several patrol cars. One officer was injured and was provided medical attention. The following individuals were arrested. The driver was allegedly Andrew V. Toves, 38 years old, arrested for the offense of eluding a police officer, aggravated assault on a cop, resisting arrest, reckless driving, fraudulent use of a license plate. Oh, yes, of course, the big one, illegal possession of a controlled substance. I'll give you 2 guesses of what it was. And wow, no driver's license, dude. What? No driver's license? Todd's a license? Then my high-speed chase? Yeah, like boy. Darren Kanata was 19-year-old, was arrested for resisting arrest. Anthony Kenga, 19 years old, also arrested for resisting arrest. Jerry Matanonia, 57. This is probably their Nino. The 57-year-old was arrested for illegal possession of a controlled substance. He was booked and released. Yeah, and there you go. Looks like these guys might have sustained some ouchies too, right, sir? Do you see that? Yeah, appears to be some, I don't know if that was sustained in the high-speed chase. You guys got to buckle up. You know what I mean? Drive safe, man. And definitely don't lead police on a high-speed chase if you're in a primer vehicle, unless it's, but just don't do it, okay? And then also buckle up and be safe. And if you don't have a license, please don't drive. All right. And kudos, thank you, Sidus Masi, to the Guam Police Department for that. Good job, guys. Who else we have here? Oh, we're getting the CNMI governor on this morning. Governor Ralph Torres of the CNMI, Fit to Lead. It's a new segment. He's going to be coming on every week talking about, there's just a bunch of stuff. I know they're talking about Fit to Lead and, of course, the micro games coming up in the CNMI. So we're just glad to be able to get the word out about that to you guys here. It's 7 o'clock. We're KUAM FM and Agatnia, Guam. Right here on the link, brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Mayor Jesse Alex also on the way with his Monday check-in. And we have work week weather with Landon Ilett of the National Weather Service. Let's take a quick break, sir. And we'll come back with more of the show on this Monday morning. Good morning.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up.
Join
on the last
KUAM
30
Communications as we reflect and pray for the Lenten season with the Lisodzon Ordinario para Quaresma. We humbly ask you to join us in prayer in Samoro or English at 7 p.m. nightly from Ash Wednesday, March 2nd to Good Friday, April 15th on Isla Samoro Streaming Radio. Find it on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network and across all of our social media platforms. Lisodzon Ordinario para Quaresma, only on KUAM. Rejoice, for he has risen.
Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the Sinamay, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Take in the panoramic beauty of our island each Sunday on the KUM News Instagram with Scenic Sundays. Scroll through the natural beauty of the island on display. Scenic Sundays on the KUM News Instagram is brought to you by Addis Trust and Investment, Location, Service, Trust, and Häagen-Dazs Shops Guam, where every day is made extraordinary.
It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on The Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows. Catch Sports Link on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas. Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand. Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platforms and the KUAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropicool Ice.
Start off your middays with the menu on KUAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KUAM TV8 weekdays at noon with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KUAM TV11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
KUAM Communications presents a special multi-platform series showcasing women leaders in our community during Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, KUAM News digital media platforms will feature daily weekday profiles of women in business in our community. And every Monday on KUAM News Primetime, we're showcasing a different woman leader in a special feature profile. Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
No bone is too hot for me.
That's hot, boy. Burnett.
Thank you. I just get emotional in February because Valentine's.
Morning on Breeze 93.9 FM.
He's got a tab upon his shoulder and a name upon his chest, a country that he serves and an island he defends, has a people that he's proud of and a family that he loves, and he that our country fights today. But what they don't understand is all the decisions that he's made. And this warrior cries almost every other day, just knowing what he's done and all the lives he had to take. So would you hear when a warrior cries? Would you know what he has seen through his eyes? Would you walk in the boots he has worn and stay true to the oath in which he has sworn? So would you hear when a warrior cries? Would you know what he has seen through his eyes? Would he walk in the boots he has worn and stay true to the oath in which he has sworn? Yeah. And at night when he cries, he wipes the tears from his eyes. He walks out of the room so that he doesn't wake his wife. And he walks out to his children and reminded once again that he does what he does and he does it all for them. So would you hear when a warrior cries? Would you know what he has seen through his eyes?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Monday, 7:06. Wallace Bowback. Welcome to the Link. Cowboy Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Wow, great story by Tomas Maglonia of the KUAM news team here. U.S. Space Force Chief visits Guam. Yeah, this is real. It's not a hoax. It's not a joke. There's really a Space Force. The United States, as the Space Force Chief, has visited Guam. There's actually a unit here. U.S. Space Force Chief of Operations General John Raymond wrapped up a tour of Anderson Air Force Base over the weekend. It included a visit to the Space Force's 21st Operations Squadron, Detachment 2, which is, FYI, the lone Space Force unit on base, which includes 30 personnel who are capable of providing real-time space capability support across the Indo-Pacific region. The general is quoted here saying, Detachment 2 has a long storied history dating back to the mid-60s, and its geographic location in the Pacific is critical to our ability to rapidly transport data to and from space. The Space Force Chief also met with 12 servicemen and servicewomen known as Guardians, who were transferred from the Air Force to the Space Force on base in the past year. What we're doing at Anderson Air Force Base directly affects having a free and open Indo-Pacific, said U.S. Space Force Master Sergeant Zachary Moore. The Space Force was established in 2019 and is currently made up of more than 7,000 servicemen and servicewomen. So that was pretty interesting news there. There's also some sad news here, guys, as Master Weaver Tanflorin Meno Paulino has passed away. The island, of course, mourning the passing of Tanflorin, one of the oldest World War II survivors from the southern village of Inalahan, and, of course, a Master Chamorro Weaver. Tanflorin, who was recognized as a Master Weaver in 1997 by the Guam Council of Arts and Humanities, CAHA, learned the traditional art of weaving from her father when she was growing up and continued to share her skill of knowledge at Gefpago and other cultural events. Governor Lulian Guerrero, there was a statement here, said as we celebrate Women's History Month and Mess tomorrow, the life of Tanflorin calls back a time when our traditions were central to our islander identity and integral to family values. Tanflorin grew up in a raised wooden house and would compete with village girls to complete their daily chores, often cooking and weaving. Many in Inalahan will remember saving her homemade titizas and island-wide. Her weaving mastery earned due respect. Yep. Did you guys grow up in a raised wooden house? We did in Molesso for a little bit on Kaneni Road. It was funny. We stayed in a modular that you can still see it. There was a modular, and so we used to play hide and seek under the house. But what always used to crack me up is we grew up very poor. In the bathroom by the toilet, there was a hole in the ground, and so you'd be sitting there using the bathroom. You look down and you see the chickens walking under the bathroom. Good times, good times. We didn't have much, but we always had everything that we needed. 7:09. Take a quick break here, and we're coming back with the Link. Mayor Jesse Allig is also on the way. And don't forget, guys, you can still apply. Here is the Programma Salapi Direct Assistance Program. It's still up and running at doa.guam.gov. And also, we had the speaker jump on Friday morning. Relative to the war claims application, I believe is also up. I'm popping up DOA, the website right now. Yes, the Guam War Claims, which officially opens on April 1st. Okay. You can download a committee packet here on the website. Okay, so do that, doa.guam.gov. That's the website for Programa Salapi. And Joser's running up some of the eligibility here, guys. If you're not sure if you qualify, if you haven't qualified for the previous rounds of the different types of assistance, just go ahead and shoot your shot, so to speak, because they did loosen the eligibility from the original Programa Salapi in an effort, I guess, to get this assistance out to as many people as they can. And he had them up right there. So the one-person income limit is $44,600. Let me go ahead and I can pop that up over here, sir. And all of this is on the DOA website too, guys. So the eligibility requirement here, they have it for income. One-person household, $44,460. Two-person, the income amount, the limit. This is the limit per household, $60,120. Three-person household, $75,780. Four-person household, $91,440. Five or more people, the income limit maxes out at $95,000 a year. So 7-Eleven, again, that's doa.guam.gov. You can download the application. You could fill it out online. You could, again, download one, fill it out, get all your documents, and go over to the ITC building. They're also available at your village mayor's offices, okay? And if you have any additional questions, if you go on the DOA website, there are a bunch of clicking options. Click all over. Just keep clicking on stuff. They have the frequently asked questions. They also have the executive order. And they also have a list of all the different documents that you're going to need. So if you apply online, obviously you would scan these documents. And they're accepted. Applications are accepted until April 15th, okay? April is just right around the corner. It's already March 28th. For more info, you can visit, again, the DOA website or even email PSP. That's for Programa Salapi, DOA at doa.guam.gov, or contact them at 671-638-3833 or 3834. Their office, again, guys, if you want to go in person, a second floor ITC building, Suite 215, Tamuning, Guam. It's 7:12. We'll take a quick break and back with more of the show next. Good morning.
We know you're tired of hearing about COVID-19. Some of you are probably wondering whether this is ever going to end. However long it takes, we all have to do our part, including our children, to hold the line. You can protect yourself and your family by getting vaccinated.
And if you're already vaccinated, don't let your guard down, because you can still give and get COVID-19. And if you're not vaccinated, remember that if you catch the virus, you could suffer more severe complications. At the end of the day, it's the choices we make to protect ourselves, our families, and our community that will control the spread.
We know it sounds repetitive at this point, but again, wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear your mask.
Together, we have to hold the line.
Catch SportsLink on the Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. SportsLink airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KUAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KUAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
Pansano da ni KUAM Communications members that adjuti that reflected ang pagkaresma no lisado no denario. Ito di ni meddi hu faisen namso maila data fan lisado ifeno samoro pat feno English kada poingi gala shetti gi senisa dia dos gi marsu estai bet ni santu dia kinsi gi abit. Ekungog gi isla tomorrow streaming radio pasno egga padhungog masyafan na ora gizon mami podcast na network na nititodo edras median sosial gi KUAM. Fan magov sa kahulo ugwi.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
KUAM Communications presents a special multi-platform series showcasing women leaders in our community during Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, KUAM News digital media platforms will feature daily weekday profiles of women in business in our community. And every Monday on KUAM News Primetime, we're showcasing a different woman leader in a special feature profile. Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
93.9 FM.
Check out KUAM Sports for buckets of the week every Friday on KUAM News Primetime and KUAM Digital, a weekly roundup of some of the greatest shots from hoopsters around Guam, featuring the best shots from buzzer beaters to jaw droppers, from ballers of all ages and leagues. We're serving up buckets on buckets. Buckets of the Week brought to you by KFC. So good, so Guam.
Stay connected through The Link each morning on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Good morning, 717.
Don't tell you all the time.
What's going on in the Guam Visitors Bureau? Pretty juicy, huh? Yeah, I asked the CEO, Uncle Carl, former Governor Carl Gutierrez, to jump on last week, but I wasn't able to. We reported the heck out of this story. It all kind of started where it all began. Well, I'm pretty sure it began before the board meeting, because I believe there was an editorial that the Guam Visitors Bureau CEO and former two-term governor Carl Gutierrez had written in one of the local media, and it kind of started out nice, and then at the end of the editorial, he started throwing some shots, and so the gloves, of course, came off in this story by Jonah Gonchapharis, the KUAM News team, during Thursday's GVB board meeting. It started with the board chair kind of breaking the ice here, and he had said on the record, it's evident that over the past few days there have been a number of unwarranted and unsubstantiated comments and accusations aimed at this board during the past few days. Mornaga was referring to GVB President and CEO Carl Gutierrez's questioning of those on the board representing the hotels and airlines and possible underlying motives. Gutierrez appearing forceful and stern in his responses, saying that he has a fiduciary responsibility to the people of Guam and not the board. But actually, I know that the board hired him, and I'm pretty sure at the request of the governor, so he kind of is beholden to the board, as they could make a motion at any time to, terminate his employment with GVB. And he went on to say, and as I've been here for almost 2 years now, I've witnessed blatant abuse of the open government law, the ethical violations that I see all the time, and I'm not just saying this because we have records, and I have to take this out to the public, and that you cannot come in here as an airline owner or hotel owner and vote on incentives that go to this hotel or that airline and not recuse yourself. Gutierrez then called out certain board members, accusing them of violating the open government law. You people meet in secret to determine the outcome of what's going on, what's going to go on a board meeting, and we have those information, he said. The former governor making it clear, if you want to get rid of me and Jerry, you can make that motion and do it. But I'm not going to short my responsibility to allow the people of Guam's millions of tax dollars to be dictated by people who have special interests. Board Treasurer Sam Shinera responded that Gutierrez appeared to be on the defensive for the actions of the board. He also clarified that the board has never handled any specific incentives for an airline. Gutierrez accused certain board members, not all of them, only certain ones. He didn't say anything about the Cortec board member, of ganging up on him to determine the outcome of meetings, saying, "I'm fed up with it." The meeting concluded after 2 hours, right? Boy, that next board meeting is going to be really juicy. But what is this all about, guys? Right? What is it all about? Because, I mean, I'm going to say that I don't believe that former Governor Carl Gutierrez, I mean, it is what it is, right? But I don't know that he's like the guy that you want to trust when it comes to calling out conflicts of interest or, special interest, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not exactly the cleanest reputation. We'll just put it that way. I'm putting it nicely. I'm just saying it is what it is, right? People have their perception of him. And so what is this all about? I don't know. Is it a distraction? Because what's the number one issue with the tourism? I mean, from my simple point of view, I don't believe that we're prepared for a return of the tourists, whether it be the Korean market or the Japan market. And so is this kind of like a deflection because we're not ready, and that maybe now we're going to start trying to talk about other things like, conflicts of interest with certain members of the board? I mean, is that what it is? Because that's what I'm hearing, that the people, the stakeholders in the tourism industry, they're unhappy that we're starting to see these markets come back to life, but we haven't done the legwork to get them to come back. And remember, this kind of like the vibe was, if you will, borrow that term vibe. The vibe was that give us a moment. Remember that? There was a whole GVB came out with this whole give us a moment thing, and it was like, hey, we're in a pandemic. So is everyone else. Give us time to kind of clean up our area, right? Have we done that? Have we cleaned up our area? Are there homeless in Tumon? Those are the questions we need to ask. Are we doing the legwork of getting the people out there to these source markets and talking the talk? Or are we just drumming up a big controversy to take away attention from that? I don't know. But that's what I'm just hearing from the tourism stakeholders, is that we're simply not ready. Right, and it is interesting to me, again, just outside looking in, as there was so much discussion about when tourism was going to make a return. Remember last year, they were saying, it's going to be 3 years, right? And I think that's because no one really anticipated for the pandemic, knocking on wood, for it to kind of end so quickly, right? Those last couple of variants, I mean, there was like wildfire and then petered out. And so now we're in this position where, wow, people want to travel. And when you look around to other destinations that, we may or may not be competing with, it kind of looks like they're already well underway in doing what they have to do to attract visitors to the island. 7:23, Monday, March 28th. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It's like pot calling kettle black kind of thing when you have, a former governor like Gutierrez, who obviously has his issues with credibility. I mean, it is what it is, again, guys. And when he's calling out people, it's almost like what my grandma used to say: when you point a finger at somebody, there are three fingers pointing back at you. Man, Grandma had, rest in peace, Grandma always had the best sayings. It totally makes sense, right? And you got to wonder, for as intense as this confrontation was, I mean, that's just the surface, right? So there's definitely something huge that is, it's already bubbled over, right? Good morning. Yeah, could they remove? I don't know. I was getting some messages on my WhatsApp here. Thank you, guys. Also, 671-637-0094, our phone number if you want to call in, is 724. Mayor Jesse Allig with the Mayor's Council of Guam is coming up here. Angel Pete Quintanilla Castro, you said it, Bolback. It is what it is. Biba Mes Chamorro. Yes, it is what it is, my friend. What we got here? Lynn Perez comments, my Nana in Anigua had a wooden house in the 1970s. Frame Lonnie Tyron, we're talking about this high-speed chase in a primer black sedan from Tumon to Pauget. Really, in a high-speed chase, though, where are you going to go on Guam? Where are you going to go? Let's see, when you're under the influence of the evil drugs, it does things to you, and it transforms people that we know and love into complete and total strangers. Fram's comment here, so many young adults getting involved with drugs. Come train at ISC Judo. Think about healthy choices. Yes. Chamarita Regis comments, rest in peace, and now Master Weaver, Florin Meno Paulino. Yes, good morning. Thank you. What else we got here? Chamarita Regis says, buy a remote control vehicle if you want to race. Yes, totally. She comments that her kids are into that. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, Samantha Jane Miranda comments here. So I hear Amanda Shelton will be MSN's running mate. Interesting how one of Lou's closest people may have turned a tide on her ride. Yeah, that was the rumor kind of going around this weekend. But again, there's been these rumors about Congressman St. Nicholas's potential running mate. I mean, we heard former tag Roderick Leon Guerrero, but I was able to communicate with him. He said, nope. Not going to happen. Then I think there was like another rumor of someone in the Guard. I heard a rumor also about former Governor Carl Gutierrez possibly being St. Nicholas's running mate. But yeah, the latest one is Senator Amanda Shelton, which, it is what it is. It's going to be interesting because I think where we're at now, right, with this election, what the voters are going to have to decide, and what I think everybody's going to be working hard to do, is to show the voters where we're going to be going, right? Because we know where we've been, right? And I think for Lou and Josh, a lot of it was crisis management, right? Unprecedented times. And I know we heard that a million times, but I feel like now that there's been a little breathing room and we kind of winded down from this surge, maybe we're in a position to kind of better put things in perspective. And it was unprecedented, right? And they, like I said, with these Freedom Coalition people, everyone, whether it's, Lou and Josh or Biden or whoever, or any governor in the territories or the states, they kind of made the decisions that they had to make with the information that they had at the time. Could it have been better? Sure. I think anybody can look back and be critical, but could it have been worse? Yeah, absolutely, right? So I think that's what we're at with this election is we're going to have these different gubernatorial teams basically working hard for our vote and showing us how they plan to steer this good ship Guam forward in what could very well be turbulent times, right? I mean, we're seeing this massive federal windfall, but what happens after that? You know what I mean? Are we laying the groundwork for the future when this ARP money runs out? Where are we going to turn to next? Are we going to have our tourism situation figured out, or are we going to continue infighting? And so that's going to be, I think, the hard work of everyone who's going to be asking for our vote in this election is to kind of impress upon us where we're going and what direction they want to take us. It's going to definitely be one for the ages, right? It's 7:28, Monday, March 28th. Let's go ahead and take a break, sir, shall we? And we'll come back with Mayor Jesse Allig. Yeah, so there are a couple comments here. Dwayne Pareto says, I met MSN at a fundraiser, not even a house, and hello, I guess, not even a hello. I guess it's how I dress. So, well, hello, Dwayne. Good morning. Samantha Jane Miranda says, you're right, Chris. Chamarita Regis, John Fernandez is on the list also. Too many rumors. Let's hear it straight from MSN. May the best person win. Yeah, Rome. Hey, Rome, good morning, my friend. He comments in here, this is relative to tourism. Instead of focusing on building a destination ready, GVB can focus on pointing travelers towards assets that already exist. The Chamorro culture is the oldest Pacific Island culture with plenty of artifacts and history to track, elevate, and entertain the traveling community. Contrary to the tons of bad news abundant in popular media, Guam is a good place, and we still have great people. Amen, Rome. We totally do. Yeah, and I agree. Right now, let's take the tourists right now. There's plenty of things, right? They can go in the Valley of the Latte. They can go over to SKC. They could go slingshot with Rome. There's definitely a lot of things and options available. And that's what I love about this island is that our heart, even with everything that's going on, right? Yeah, we got a little dirt on us, but at our heart, we're a great people. It's 7:30 again. Quick break. We're coming back with Mayor Jesse Allig of the Mayor's Council of Guam next. Good morning.
Hey, Jack.
No, Bone, that's too hot for me.
That's hot, Barnett.
Thank you. I just get emotional in February because Valentine's.
The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on The Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows.
Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town on Guam or the Sinamay and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Catch SportsLink on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. SportsLink airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC and the Medical City, where patients are partners. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hurts so good. With its spicy marinara and sliced red chilies. It's like a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. How's it looking? Don't be bashful with the fiery flakes now. I want it to be real spicy.
I haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm ready. The new Spicy Lovers Pizza. Get it while it's hot. You want respect? Red chilies get you respect. Knowing our Pizza's the Hut.
Driving down the old Santa Rita Road takes me down south where my bones feel whole. You know what is good for me, you know what is right for me to do. Down by the beach was the greatest place to be. You know what is good for me. You know what is right for me. You do. And I can never be too far away too long. I left before and I'll leave again, but I will come home. I will come home. Driving up the hill to Center Way, the place where I grew up with the people that I love. You know what is good for me. You know what is right for me. You do. And her son, it was
Good stuff. Rita V. My Sweet Guahan, 736 Monday. On the first day of the reign of the middle school baseball championship for the FB Leon Guerrero Hawks. Biba Hawks, good morning. F. Glenn Lujan, good morning. Biba Mestamoru. Chamarita Rages comments, I really love that out of you, Bobek, on That's Hot. The expression you give always makes me laugh. Well, thank you very much, Chamarita. I'm pretty sure we could all use a chuckle on this Monday morning. Good morning on you. Marcy Flores comments, Guam is good no matter what, as this is home. D. Wayne Pareto, I think a lot of people feel this. We really need new people, not recycled ones. Yes, agree. Interesting whether it's recycled candidates themselves or some of these legacy bucket list candidates who, want to run, whether it's because they want to be the first in a certain type of position or they're following like their family's footprints or footsteps. I always think that's interesting. Good morning on you. It's 7:37. Mayor Jesse Allig in the KUAM News Link Zoom room joins us on a Monday for our Mayor's Council of Guam update. Good morning, Mayor Allig.
Off the day. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Yes, very eventful weekend with all the news. I'm sure you heard the rumors about what could be potentially a gubernatorial team.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you to KOAM. You're going to make Mike St. Nicholas win with all the free publicity.
Yeah, I swear, I'm like going to have to send him a bill of $5 every time we say the name.
So who is it again?
Yeah, no, it's somebody and Amanda Shelton is what I heard.
That's a good one.
Little bird.
No, shoot. I think he has a great chance with everyone reporting on his. Anyway, well, hey, I wish they'd report on us, all the good stuff, so we don't have to pay to campaign.
Well, there you go. Well, we got an opportunity to tell the people of Guam about some good stuff that you guys are doing at the Mayor's Council.
You know what? I don't really have any good stuff, but we have some concerning stuff.
Oh.
So one of the things that we've been having around the villages are the neighborhood watch program meetings with GPD and of course the governor and lieutenant governor. And of course people will think, well, it's Christmas, it's election season. So of course the governor and lieutenant governor are going to be out there, but for me at this point, it's like, heck, I would rather have them out there so that they do know the real deal in the villages. And, it's such a big deal for most of us because we all have neighborhood watch programs. Most of us have chat groups, and the young kids, they don't say chat group, they say group chat.
Group chat, yep, GC.
Right. So if you're old, you say chat group, but if you're young, you say group chat. I just caught myself. Anyway, so seriously, most of us have those group chats on WhatsApp, and but it doesn't get to everyone. And we're seeing, more, you report on it all the time, more people walking around the streets, more things going on within the neighborhoods. The quiet, sleepy neighborhoods are a little more, there's just more stuff going on in those communities. And so these watch groups are so important because GPD can't do it all and the government can't do it all. And so we really do need each other. And I mention it because if you hear about the Neighborhood Watch Program meeting in your village, please attend them. because we don't have all the answers as mayors, and GPD certainly, they're trying to do what they can within their means. And then, of course, in one of the papers this morning, you hear that they're talking about bringing back the retirees, and we've heard that before. And is that a good? And you've covered it a little on your show. Is it a good thing? For me, anything that's going to help the communities is a good thing. If it's not going to take away from our resources and it's not going to take away from our funding sources, and be a detriment to either, then it's a good thing. And I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what develops from these village.
I want to say, Mayor, that this is kind of an idea that I feel was born out of the link and containing COVID, because as we've covered a lot of these cold cases, whether it's through the Crimes Without Convictions podcast with Sabrina Salas-Matanani, or just routine reporting on open murder cases, right? So we had the chief coming on here a bunch of times, and one of the things that he had talked about, and then even us, and some conversations I had with former chiefs of police, from former Chief Paul Suba to former Chief Marquez, right?
Well,
even former Chief Jay, they talk about the institutional, the institutional knowledge that they have.
So are you still talking about Mike St. Nicholas?
No, we're talking about.
Just kidding. I just have to throw that in. You're a little too serious today. I took a little more medication this morning.
No, but these chiefs have always talked about how there are so many detectives who have the institutional knowledge, who have the knowledge of these cases, and so the conversation was always, how do we get them involved? But it was more of from a point of getting them involved and getting them to look at some of these cold cases, not necessarily come in and ride a desk or whatever, so we can get the young guns out there patrolling the streets.
Certainly, and that's that for us, we're always more comfortable with having experience out there, because that it matters a whole lot more. The young ones, we're grateful for them, but there's always this on the job training, right? That portion of life, and hopefully it works out, because it's just gonna the issues are just gonna get a little worse. That kind of ties into the second thing that I wanted to talk about. I know other people have talked about trespassing on private property, and what we're seeing now, and it's not really only in PT and in the southern villages, but those of us that have mango trees, it's mango season. And one of the things that I think one of your viewers commented that Guam is good, and I'm so happy to hear that people still believe that Guam is good, because Guam is good. What I think we're finding out every year through mango season and when the bananas are out is that our friends on the island are lacking a little respect. And private property is private property. If the tree is on the road or in a public park, then hey, it might be free for all. But if it's on private property, there's something called respect, and we really just want to share with everyone. Unfortunately, the people that need to get the message don't listen to the radio or have Facebook, right? It's kind of that issue. So how do we get this out?
You're basically saying that with mango season coming back, are you trying to say that of some cases where people are stealing other people's mangoes or bananas?
Sure. Yes. And the thing is, these homeowners or the tree owners, they're not sata. They don't want to be, they want to share their fruit, but you're still entering private property. So, just have some respect and ask, right? Knock on the door, call, ask the owner if it's all right to pick a few mango and go on your merry way. The other issue that we're seeing, and it's just a part of, I guess, what we're experiencing, is droves of people, and I say it that way because I've witnessed it myself, where they surround a huge tree with what is it? They call the tree is mepa, when it has a lot of fruit, and they just it's not for personal consumption, right? And so if you're on private property and you're not picking for personal consumption, there's a little issue there. And again, that's kind of a lack of respect. And so, and it's not just one group of one race, it's all of us. And so, like the viewer said, Guam is good, and we want to keep Guam good. And we're hoping that we can share the message of respect, really, for not only private property, but for others. So that is a big deal because mangoes are propping up a whole lot more. We're seeing this year from the south all the way through the north. And we're just going to get, it's just going to be a bigger problem.
Yeah.
And so when you ask about the mayors, of course we deal with it because they're going to call the mayor and say, Mayor, St. Fancy so-and-so, picking all the mango. And we're like, what? That's your property.
And so what happens, guys, in case you're wondering, maybe you're new here or whatever, is that people, they'll pick these mangoes and then they sell them to whatever mom and pop store or whatever, business makes, like Pickle Mango, for example, is a huge money maker right this time of year. And so that's what's happening is people are stealing, whether it's to support a drug habit or put food on the table, I don't know. But even with bananas, Mayor, I have some friends who, you're watching that one bunch of the bananas and it's like almost there and you're just waiting. No, one more day, 2 more days, then you go out and it's somebody got it before you.
Yeah, that's the thing, and we see it. And for us in PD, I see it. I see it where they took the mango because the ramas is almost ready to what is it called, honga. So they, then all of a sudden they call somebody stole the banana. But yeah, that's I laugh about it, but it's the truth. I mean, it's just really a lack of respect. And hopefully we could share that message with our friends out there because, like I said, those people that are doing it, I don't think are listening to the radio, or have the means to get that message.
Right.
So yeah, those are the 2 things. Actually, the third thing, and I think I heard you talking a little bit about it, but the radio was just on. But GVB, that whole issue with GVB and the board. I mean, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I do believe that destination management is important. And I say that because it benefits the Mayor's Council. And so Governor Gutierrez is, whatever he's doing or whatever is going on within the board, I'm at least a little more, I feel encouraged that at least we're fighting for more money to kind of stay on Guam to prepare our destination for the tourists. Of course, we all want the tourists to come back, and most of us want them to come back today because we need the economy to continue to run. But preparing our destination is so important because, growing up, you always had to clean the house before the guests came. And even if it was already clean, you still had to clean the house, or if you were going to lend your car, you had to clean your car, even if it was clean. So, that's just really our culture, our personality. And I'm glad that both Governor Caro and Governor Liu are working on destination management. I think I'm campaigning.
I don't know who you're campaigning for, though. It sounds like you're campaigning for everyone.
I'm campaigning for everyone today.
Yeah.
But
Mayor,
I understand. Go ahead.
At the village level, so how are you guys involved with GVB and this destination management?
Well, most of us get some help depending on what you need. If there's, first of all, GVB takes a lot of our major routes, like Route 1, I believe it's Route 2, all the routes where, the tourists would traditionally travel to get to sites. So that's 1. 2, they provide, if a village needs certain supplies, beautification supplies, they make a request to the GVB, and if it's available, they certainly get that help. But of course, we're hoping for more resources to come to us. And a week or 2 ago, perhaps, we talked about the VSOs and how they can come out to the villages. Well, that's another aspect, right? The village visitor safety. And so if we can improve upon that program out in the villages so that our visitors are, touring the island and feeling comfortable and safe, then, that's certainly going to promote us as a destination, an ideal destination. And so whatever the politics is within the GVB board, it exists perhaps, and for whatever reason it may continue to exist. But I do appreciate what the management is doing for us as villages and listening to us. So are we getting more money? we're always pushing for more money. We're always asking, can GVB help us with, certain things? And of course, it's kind of, well, Inalahan is one, right? So Inalahan got well, that was $95,000 for something to help down in the South. And some people agree with it, some people don't. But whatever it is, it's still supported by GVB. So those types of initiatives are important for us because it helps us to prepare our destination for our tourists. So I just wanted to touch on that,
right?
Because I know it's been big, and there are different views, differing views for sure. About how the former governor is handling it and how the board reacted to that, so on and so forth. But for us on the Mayor's Council, if we're a part or beneficiary of the good stuff, then we're I was almost going to camping. We're good. We're good to go.
Mayor, so and when you're talking about Inalahan, I saw that there was something I saw where GVB gave Inalahan like a digital sign or something.
Yeah, 95,000.
Oh yeah. So are those? I wasn't sure, but I thought there was some kind of bill passed about digital signs and the regulation. Is that? I mean, that's okay.
Tungo malingnon faisi ni meho din Inalahan pat si Carl Gutierrez at Guizamas tumungo.
Okay,
Are you
call.
there? Go. Actually, you should call. Aren't you friends with Governor Carl? You should call him. Did you have him?
Mayor, are all the villages though going to be getting these digital
I can't
signs?
hear you. Oh, see, somebody stopped it. Mike stopped the audio.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. How about now?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, so I mean,
I can hear you now.
do you know if all the villages are going to be getting these signs?
No, I don't think all the villages are going to get the signs. I think it was an ask from the mayor to GVB for the South end. I anticipate that it's something that's gonna be popping up in all the villages. But what I do anticipate is, because I know we continue to have a relationship with them, is that GVB will certainly be a part of our plans, our Mayor's Council plans.
Right.
And gosh, the first thing is liberation. The governor Governor Liu was supportive of plans to have a liberation parade, and the GVB is certainly a key player in our festivities this year. So that's an example about how we're preparing our destination and in investing in that, so that there's something for our tourists to come to.
Wow, Mayor, I feel like I'm in a baseball game because you're just going to bat for everybody this morning.
I know. That means I get to win all the time.
I want to ask you about this though, Mayor, because we interviewed Wednesday the acting GDOE superintendent, Erica Cruz, and it was kind of relative to the grass cutting at the schools. And so what we had heard was so the mayors are stepping in to fill in the gaps of what the vendor may or may not be doing at the school sites. And from just kind of judging from what Erica said, it sounded like the principals at some different schools had concerns about whether or not they were getting what they pay for when it comes to, cutting the grass for our kids. So I just wanted to get it from you, like, what is the involvement with the mayors in cutting the grass? And when you guys cut the grass, are you cutting grass that the vendor should be cutting? And just what's the situation?
So I don't know about their specific contract this year and whether any of that was amended in the law. But the initial law when we were cutting the grass was an injustice, because let me give you an example. To cut Jose Rios Middle School was $300 a month. And so imagine Jose Rios Middle School, whether you think it's a big school or not, the area is large to cut, and $300 a month was just, it's ridiculous. Yeah. But we had to follow that. And so, of course, our staff, our mayor's office staff, had to come in and pick up the slack, and we continue to do that now. And so I'll use it as an example because it's in my village. But Jose Rios Middle School has this large grass area in front of the school, in front of across Veteran Cemetery. So the vendor only cuts within the fence, doesn't cut outside. But see, that whole area is in front of the school. The school buses are there. Parents park there. But heck, it could grow as tall as the school because the vendor won't cut it. So, of course, the mayor has to do it. And we continue to do it. So what's the contract? We don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, Mayor Suarez might know, but I don't believe it's changed too much. And I mentioned Mayor Suarez because she's our rep on the GDOE board. So, but I don't think it's changed much. I think it really is the same. And that just needs to get fixed because the school property extends to the road.
Right.
You know, it's not just within the chain link fence. And just like Jose Rios Middle School, there's grass areas outside of the perimeter that the students walk on. But if the grass is long, they're just gonna leave it because it's not part of their contract.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mayor's office has picked that up.
I mean, and so what's the protocol though? When you just is it you just see that it hasn't been cut, so you're like you tell the boys, hey, go cut that, or does the school end up putting in a request? And is there any conversation as to like, hey, what's up with the vendor?
So, well, with Jose Rios Middle School, we don't have communication with the school regarding grass cutting. It's just on a regular schedule.
I see.
So we just don't make it an issue. For the other schools, I can see where the other larger villages have issues because they have more than one school in their village, and the principal or whomever from the school might make a request to the mayor. So that's possible. And I'm sure. The one thing that I do know is that the mayors do have a relationship with the schools in their villages. And for the most part, I believe that they're good relationships. And so I don't ever think that a mayor wants to not assist a school. I think it just becomes an issue when we're fixing all these other problems, but yet we're not addressing this one need. So,
well, I mean, it's also an issue when you know somebody's being paid to cut the grass, and instead of them being cutting the grass, you guys are. But then it's also this is like a plot twist because when I had the acting superintendent on, obviously they said they were looking at the contract and the specifics of it, but she did say that some principals were unhappy with the services, but then come to find out that the vendor is actually owed $70,000. This is a story that was reported on Friday. So not sure what the heck's going on here. Because it's kind of hard to call out the vendor for, not doing their job if you're not paying them for doing the job that you want them to do.
Right. Well, when we were taking care of it, I was the treasurer, so I was paying them. So I do know that for the most part, when it came to paying the vendor, we did not have an issue paying the vendor. The issue may have been, some document issue, perhaps processing from the vendor to the mayor's office, but paying them out, we never had an issue. The issue we had really was the law and allowing or permitting the vendor to cut a certain area. So it might be twofold. It might be that the law only gives that school a certain amount of money to cut, per month, and then it also could be a payment issue. I couldn't tell you, but if that's what the vendor is saying, perhaps there's some truth to that.
I just wish that we would have days where something as simple as cutting the grass for our kids is not such a complicated conversation.
Oh boy. Well.
But hey, I think there's an insert a saying here, guys, all together now. It is what it is. Mayor, thank you.
Ticino and Dagi.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, adios.
Esta. Right on. There we go. Mayor Jesse Alec. Remember, according to the mayor last week, we had him on Liberation Day Parade. It is a go. All right, start working on you guys' floats. 7:59. We are KUAM FM in Agotni, Guam, right here on the link. Brought to you by Cabo Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just frustrating. And with grass cutting in the schools, it's not like a new thing. This is something that we've been talking about. Sus Maria say, when I was in school, that's how long. Something as simple as bush cutting. It's in our DNA. It's one of the things that we as Chamorros do very well. So why is it such a problem? It's 8 o'clock. Let's take a quick break, sir, and then we've got our 8 o'clock news coming up. We got work week weather, and then we got a new segment with the CNMI Governor, Ralph Torres, called Fit to Lead. That's going to be happening every week right here on The Link. Gualhu si Bobak. Again, on The Breeze. Thank you guys for listening on The Breeze. We're also on, there's an audio stream, Channel 10. We're on KUAM.com. You can stream the show there and all the way live on Facebook, the KUAM News Facebook page. Thank you so much, Facebook Live. We're back with more of the show next. Good morning.
Let us know what's up on our KOAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town on Guam or the CNMI and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
It's Feed Me Fridays on The Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on The Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows. Catch Sports Link on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC and the Medical City, where patients are partners.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hurts so good. With its spicy marinara and sliced red chilies. It's like a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. How's it looking? Don't be bashful with the fiery flakes now. I want it to be real spicy.
I haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm ready. The new Spicy Lovers Pizza. Get it while it's hot. You want respect? Red chilies get you respect. Knowing our Pizza's the Hut.
Join Nestor Lecanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
The Link, each morning on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Hey, good morning. 8:05. Welcome to the Link. Wahoo Bolback. Biba mess tomorrow. It's Monday. Yes, Monday strikes again already. Our 8 o'clock newscast is coming up here. Brought to you by Pacific Points. Leche, the price of gas, guys, as it went up over the weekend. After dropping by 20 cents a couple weeks ago. What is with this, the fluctuating price, up, down, all around. $5.94. The price of regular gas increased 8 times since the start of 2022 and 4 times just in March. Just some of the recent trends with the price of gas. We saw a high of $5.99 a gallon March 15th, but then that was when it increased on March 9th from $5.69 to $5.99. That's 30 cents a gallon. And the increase over the weekend on Saturday went from $5.79 to $5.94. Can you just make it $6 already? Tired of trying to do the math because I'm a $20 gasser. I am. That's just how we're rolling. That's the level of our funding right now. Is I don't care how much the price of gas is, I'm gassing 20. And right now, 20 is not doing much. Not really doing much, sir. Not at all. The villages have been very quiet. I haven't heard anyone peel out in a couple months now. Right? Just the very heart of our DNA, strolling, gallivanting. We're voyagers. Remember, how do you think we got here in the first place? Way back in the Antes Guantes days. Because we're voyagers. Well, not much voyaging going on with the price of gas being what it is. It is 8:08 now, Monday, March 28th. Let's go to get into our look at news here, brought to you by Pacific Points. From the KUAM news team with the very latest, Isaiah Uggan joins us. Good morning.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafide and good morning, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan, and here are your headlines right here on the Link. He's been missing since November of 2020, and family is asking for the community's assistance in finding their loved one, 26-year-old Manuel Enrique Santos, also known as Manny. Santos was last seen in Pacific Gardens in Dededo. He is described as being 5'8" in height, 120 pounds with a medium complexion. The Guam Police Department is seeking any information regarding Santos' disappearance. Should you have any information, you are urged to call GPD's Criminal Investigation Section at 671-475-8473. An attempted kidnapping occurred on Thursday evening around 4:30 in Agana Heights on Francisco Javier Avenue. GPD spokesperson Berlin Sevilla.
Where a female minor was jogging and was faced with a man unknown to her who used force in attempts to take her into his vehicle. The victim managed to get away from the suspect to seek help. However, the suspect attempted a second time to get the victim into his vehicle. She was able to escape from her attacker.
The unknown man was seen wearing a white shirt and black shorts and driving a white Toyota truck. The Guam Police Department is asking the community to call 475-8615 through 7 if you witness or know anything in regards to this investigation. In efforts to combat family violence and sexual assault, a new program aiding to victims is now on island. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo has this report.
Family violence is a continuous issue on Guam. The Guam Police Department's domestic assault response team reported that in 2020, there were over 1,000 victims. In efforts to combat the rise in cases, Guam is taking on a plan of action called the Lethality Assessment Program. The launch comes from a collaboration between the Office of the Attorney General, the Guam Police Department's Domestic Assault Response Team, the Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence, and victim advocates reaching out. Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence Executive Director Cynthia Cabot.
So with the lethality assessment program, oftentimes in those cases, these are women, for the most part, who are in a situation where they are often battered and often abused, and then they are seeking assistance.
LAP provides officers with a standardized checklist to follow when responding to matters of family violence or sexual assault.
You're asking very personal questions of these victims. Have they ever tried to kill you? Have they ever threatened to kill you? Or your children? Have they ever threatened to kill themselves?
If a person answers yes to any of those, they are deemed a high-risk victim, and at the end of the questions, an officer will immediately connect them to support and safety planning services. Hannah Devonzo for KUAM News.
Things got heated during Thursday's Guam Visitors Bureau board meeting at issue conflicts of interest and violation of the open government law. KUAM Jonagan Charfritz has more.
The gloves came off during Thursday's GVB regular board meeting. It all started with Board Chair Milton Morinaga addressing the members before getting into the agenda.
It is evident that over the past few days, there have been a number of unwarranted and unsubstantiated comments and accusation aimed at this board.
Morinaga referring to GVB President and CEO Carl Gutierrez's questioning of those on the board representing the hotels and airlines and possible underlying motives. Gutierrez says that he has a fiduciary responsibility to the people of Guam and not the board.
And as I've been here for almost 2 years now, I've witnessed blatant abuse of the open government law, the ethical violations that I see all the time. And I'm not just saying this because we have records. And I have to take this out to the public that you cannot come in here as an airline owner or a hotel owner and vote on incentives that go to this hotel or that airline and not recuse yourself.
Gutierrez then called out certain board members, accusing them of violating the open government law.
You people meet in secret to determine the outcome of what's going to go on a board meeting, and we have those information.
The former governor making it clear.
If you want to get rid of me and Jerry, you can make that motion and do it. But I am not going to shirk my responsibility to allow the people of Guam's millions of tax dollars to be dictated by people that have special interests.
Board Treasurer Sam Shinahara responded that Gutierrez appeared to be on the defensive for actions of the board. He also clarified that the board has never handled any specific incentives for an airline. Gutierrez accused certain board members of ganging up on him to determine the outcome of meetings, saying, quote, "I'm fed up with it," end quote. The meeting concluded after 2 hours. Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
If you are eligible and haven't done so, there's still time to apply for the Revived program and Salapi program. The Department of Administration has received almost $13,000 in applications. The program provides qualified households with a one-time $300 payment to be used for gas or other needs. DOA Deputy Director Bernie Guinness.
We are anticipating making the first payment. Hopefully about 1,000 payments, 1,000 households will be receiving a payment, hopefully by the end of this month.
The deadline to apply is April 15th. You can apply online at doa.guam.gov or at their offices in the ICC building in Tamuning. The USS Springfield is now calling Guam home. The fast attack submarine arrived at Naval Base Guam from Hawaii as part of the Navy strategy in the Pacific. 150 sailors and crew are aboard. In a news release, the U.S. Pacific Fleet says that the submarine allows for rapid responses involving America's strongest striking power. Commander Joint Region Marianas Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson says home porting this frontline submarine here increases mission capabilities based on Guam and reaffirms our commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific region. USS Springfield was commissioned in 1986. And the port has drafted legislation ready to send over to the legislature to amend local laws to allow funding caps to be removed in order for them to be proceed with projects that are part of their modernization program. A resolution was approved giving General Manager Roy Respicio the authority to get the job done.
Governor knows about this. She's very supportive of this. She even said to us that we're not asking the senators to appropriate any money from the general fund, that this is just an administrative mechanism to revise the statute so that we are not going to be in violation of any local law.
There are 2 laws that are blocking the port from moving forward that need to be amended. The port is also working with GITA. And the port board also passed a resolution to pay a former port police officer more than $208,000 in back wages, reinstates sick leave hours and annual leave hours owed, attorney fees, and to remit retirement fund benefits owed. In 2013, Eddie Castro was a port police lieutenant when he was fired for using an official vehicle to visit his girlfriend and falsifying his time cards while spending hours at her house. The case went before the Civil Service Commission and even before the Superior Court, which upheld the termination. However, last year, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Castro. In December 2021, the port board then adopted a resolution giving the general manager the authority to enter a stipulated judgment resolving the litigation, which ultimately led to the $208,000 in payments. And those are your headlines. We'll see you tonight on Primetime. Reporting for KUAM News, your news leader, Guahusi Isaiah Ugin.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
All right, let's get into Chamorro News, brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank and presented by Uncle Ken Concepcion.
Buenos napadays to get sunto gitunod sa morgin ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Taftag sa tangmek Domingo gi kasi las 2. Marespondo siya itaw tayo Guam Fire Department sa ni Guam Police Department pud sa seryoso na crash ng embarga 4 na kareta gi papay EXO JFK gi sa Tomom. Sigon ni spokesperson para Guam Fire Department si Kevin Riley, 2 na tato sa Makoni para Guam Memorial na Hospital sa 1 sa Makoni para Naval Hospital. Timatungo trabay kondisyon niya ay mamamatsadnud na ma-activate highway patrol gin ni GPD para may investiga. Mas patro na lalaki sa manmaresta animan na adulag dyan karetan polisiya na tutunggi giza tumum za magpugato giza pagat mangilaw kasi las 12:30 gi egan betnes. Spokeswoman para Departamentong Polisiya Berlin Sevilla a report na polisiya sa manakeke para ang kulod at tilong na primer na kareta giza Ipo Road giza tumum ane patiki driver za kapag si polisiya za man adulag istagwatu pagat guihi driver sa hasgana tumopi maski uno na karetang polisiya. Uno na opisyal sa mamatsetnud sa manisisitan matindi ni mediku. Man maresta po desti sa si Andrew Tovis, driver, 38 anos na edad. Maresta po sa kapag si polisiya, aggravated assault gi opisyal polisiya, ti malago maresta empetun sinigon, yan na sadbi imoro na lisensyang kareta, iman sustenta ni controlled substance, dan tayo lisensya manyugon. Segundo si Darren Kinata, 19 anos na edad, sa maresta po dia renunsya na para maaresta. Si Anthony Kenya, 19 anos na edad, sa po dia renunsya na maaresta. Yuto mo si Jerry Mantanon niya 57 anos na edad sa pwede sustenta ni na di control substance na veneno. Mabuk sa Mantanon niya pas masota. Yuto mo na sunto gifinot sa Moro para pago na Lunes kin ni KUAM News. Manuugong i isla pwede finitang tan Florin Meno Paulino. Uno git masamko na survivor ni Gerandos. Ginin na lahat si tan Florin sa ansyon manufog pat Master Chamorro Weaver. Si Tan Florence sa marekognisa na Master Weaver gi 1997 na sakan ni Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency pat kaha za finatnagya sa Tanya Manufog ane dumadang kulu. Za mano na bisu esta pago na tempo watu i gift pago za notusiya na siniseden celebration kultura. Ilinya magahaga Luleong Guerrero na mentas ta celebrate mes historian from Malawan za ni Mes Samoro ilina lana si Tan Florence sa nafanhasi todo aji tempo tati ane ekstrumbeta za ni tradisyon ta sa mas preciso para identifikan ni isla ni dumanya za ni na family familia. Mega giza na lahan sa sempi mahaswa isan man gina finatitas na artititas za gitodi isla itiningon niya po tinifok nuni na hamiresi respeto ginini todo. Para Guam News Network, Guahusi Ken Concepcion. Yasuto gifinut sa Moro sa presenta za ni nafato ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Want a better look at your spending? With MoneyMap, you can automatically create budgets and manage where your money is going. Know when you have a green light or when it's time to slow down. Maybe cook more meals at home this week. Set your goals, track your progress, and find your way to exactly where you want to be with Money Map from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. It all starts with yes.
Good morning, 8:20, Monday, March 28th. You know how we do on a Monday? We do Work Week Weather, brought to you by Docomo Pacific. And from the National Weather Service, joining us in the KUAM News Link Zoom room, Landon Idlet. Good morning, Landon.
Good morning, Chris and KUAM, and good morning, Guam. How are y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. I don't know if it's something with daylight savings, but it seems like the weekends in 2022, they're going by at like double speed.
Yeah, they are too busy lately. I was working the whole weekend, and it feels like, in one sense, I feel like I've been away from the office for a couple weeks, and on the other sense, it feels like I was just here yesterday.
I know.
They are flying by so fast, but luckily the weather is very accommodating, so we have a lot of great conditions out there the last several days, unless you're in the water, and then you have the hazardous seas and surf to deal with, and also the fire weather danger, the wildfire threat to the region. But we actually have some interesting stuff going on today. I'm going to turn my camera around pretty quickly. If you see all those little glittering spots on my screen, what do you think that is?
I was going to say UFOs, but I know better.
Well, fortunately, we know exactly what they are. And those are lightning strikes. But where exactly are these lightning strikes? They are sitting just east of Guam and the CNMI this morning. So this is something we've not seen here in quite a while, at least since probably late last year. This is part of our seasonal transition as we go toward the late spring and eventually the early summer months. This is part of a TUT cell. And so let me turn on my satellite showing you exactly what we're looking at. This is our water vapor imagery showing the atmospheric moisture over the region. So the yellows, those are the much drier air mass across Guam and the CNMI right now. The blue indicates higher moisture content in the atmosphere. And that's because of this, what we call a TUT cell, a tropical upper tropospheric trough. And so we have this upper level trough right about 200 millibars way up in the atmosphere. That's right about flight level for most of our aircraft. But this trough extends across the broad region, and you can sometimes get these little TUT cells within that trough. They can generate heavy cores of showers and also thunderstorms. So that's what we're seeing with these strikes on the screen. That's a lightning-inducing event. And so this is typical of our region from April and May through August and September. And so this is really our first good flirt with a TUT cell this year. I'm going to go to the other satellite and show you the bigger picture. One of the things that's working against us having a significant weather event with this TUT cell is there's just no low-level forcing mechanism. So if we had like a surface trough, for example, or a tropical disturbance pushing through, we could see significant rainfall, major widespread thunderstorms, but there's really no surface forcing with the system. So what we're getting out of this, what we're squeezing from the atmosphere is pretty good with this event. So we'll see this bump into the Guam and the CNMI region probably early this evening and overnight and bring us an uptick in shower coverage. Again, it's not going to be a washout or a widespread rain event. It's going to be spotty showers, but when those showers do pass over, they will be briefly heavy at times. So again, not everybody will see it, but probably a good part of the island will see showers passing through this afternoon, evening, and tonight and the next several days as it pushes through. So go ahead and cue up the slides. We'll get right into the meat of the work week weather. And again, breezy with spotty light showers today. Beautiful daytime weather, but as this thing starts bumping into our region, we will see the clouds start getting more vertically stacked higher up in the atmosphere, and you start seeing those heavier rain cores with the showers and probably some isolated lightning overnight tonight into tomorrow. So watch out. If you hear thunder, get indoors. When thunder roars, get indoors, because we can get struck by lightning here on Guam. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So we're coming into the TUT season. Right after TUT season, that's typical our peak typhoon season. So we're just starting that transition as we go later into the year. Isolated thunderstorms tonight through Thursday. Risk of rip currents is high along the east-facing reefs of Guam and the CNMI. The Guam fire danger is very high to extreme. That wildfire threat remains critical at least through this evening because of the dry atmosphere, the strong winds, and the dry conditions. But we'll probably see that taper off just a little bit the next couple of days with the increased rainfall potential. Drought conditions, still moderate drought for Guam and abnormally dry for the CNMI. So we're going to cue in right on the wildfire threat. The drought really is not that bad for Guam and the CNMI, but that fire danger, that's our big concern. With a very high to extreme fire danger, a red flag warning is in effect. That means that winds are elevated, 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour, particularly in the hills and the mountains of southern and central Guam. So watch out in those areas. We do have some wildfires burning out there from time to time, especially yesterday. Low humidity for the daytime today, that will increase tonight as that moisture creeps in from the east. Critical fire weather conditions are occurring or are likely, and that's going to continue through this afternoon, early this evening. So fires that do develop will likely spread rapidly and be difficult to contain. So watch out. Please avoid burning any debris or setting any fires outside. The other risk, high risk of rip currents along east-facing reefs, that's everything from Ritidian, Tiragi Beach at Anderson Air Force Base, all the way down the east coast, Pagat Cave, Pagat Point, Marble Cave, Pago Bay, down along Jeff's Pirates Cove, Telefofo Bay, and Inarajan Bay. So if you're anywhere near the water along the reef or fishing, please be careful. Do not turn your back on the ocean, even if the waves look calm for a moment. It's just a matter of time before a larger set of swell push in. So watch out along east-facing reefs and, of course, the northern areas, Ritidian, because the currents will be much stronger around Ritidian Point in those north-facing areas. Current conditions, really not bad out there, but breezy on Saipan. That'll be the case on Guam today. Guam rainfall, we're still nickel and diming it on a daily basis. Not much yesterday at 0.03 inches and just over an inch since the start of the month. Going to the next slide, the winds over the open water, that large blue sea just east of Guam, that is that upper level cell, that circulation center with that blue trough across our region. That's going to be creeping its way westward from our east, giving us that moisture tonight and tomorrow with the isolated thunderstorm risks. That'll continue and probably linger at least into Tuesday and Wednesday. So watch out for that. Down south near Palau, you see that trough down there. That's the hashed red line. That's a near equatorial trough. And we are watching some weak circulations within that trough over the last couple of days. One had a sub-low rating by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center that, of course, has since dissolved. But this near equatorial trough, that's also a seasonal pattern that we have in the southwest part of our area of responsibility. That can be a formation mechanism for tropical cyclones this time of the year. So we will be watching out for that. It's also a source for abundant moisture, showers, and thunderstorms for Palau, sometimes up to Yap. Sometimes that trough extends eastward to central and eastern Micronesia, and it can also push northward enough to give us showers and thunderstorms. So that will stay well south of us for now, but we could see some moisture with another disturbance possibly coming toward the weekend. In the meantime, out on the waters, the seas and surf will be elevated at least through midweek, maybe a little bit of subsiding Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but there is a small craft advisory in effect for the coastal waters of Guam and the CNMI that will continue through Thursday, and a high rip of rips currents for east-facing reefs through Wednesday afternoon. The seas and surf are elevated, so if you're going to be on the water, make sure on the west side where things are a little bit calmer. Otherwise, be very careful. And for the week ahead, mostly sunny with isolated spotty showers today, but they will increase in intensity and frequency. Again, not a washout event we're expecting tonight, but it's going to be frequent showers passing quickly by with brief, moderate to heavy intensity. Breezy out there east of 15 to 20 miles per hour and 20 knots on the waters. Mostly cloudy with periods of scattered showers through midweek with these features at play for the next couple of days. And then right now it looks dry for the weekend, but we could see a weak trade wind disturbance come through Friday and Saturday. If that's the case, if it materializes as the forecast models do flirt with right now, we could see a little bit more moisture going into the weekend. So stay tuned to weather forecasts. Otherwise, beautiful week. Some of this much needed rainfall could help subside some of the wildfire threat.
Right. Thank you, Lennon. So it looks like we're getting wet, but not too wet.
Yeah, it won't be bad at all. It's just going to be these frequent showers passing. It'll come down, get things wet, maybe a brief dump, and then move right on off.
And lightning. So
one of those, mix of sun and showers, sometimes back to back.
Right. I like that when you're in the sun and you're looking over at the rain.
Yeah, that'll be the case the next couple days.
Thank you, Landon.
Absolutely.
All
See
right.
you soon.
Yes, there you go. Landon Ilett of the National Weather Service. Also working on a bunch of other great things with his foundation that we'll be sure to give you more info on. I know he's got some big things popping. I don't want to reveal too much, but you'll get it here on the link. It's 8:30, Monday, March 28th. Quick break, sir. And we're coming back with the governor of the CNMI, Governor Ralph Torres, as part of our new Fit to Lead segment. As you guys know, the governor has made a commitment with a little prodding by the crank, Frank Camacho, to get fit, right, to get healthy. As we've seen the pandemic, right, has claimed many of our people who weren't healthy, who were struggling with pre-existing medical conditions. And so it's pretty noble. You know, Governor Torres taking that step, that commitment to be fit to lead, and then calling on his cabinet and government officials throughout the CNMI, as well as the people of the CNMI, to follow suit. So we'll catch up with Governor Ralph coming up next. It's 8:30. We're back with more of The Link next. Good morning on you.
Subscribe to our KOAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KOAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KOAM Communications. Go to KOAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KOAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KOAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KOAM News digital platforms and the KOAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Start off your middays with the menu on KOAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KOAM TV8 weekdays at noon, with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KOAM TV11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
Join KUAM Communications as we reflect and pray for the Lenten season with the Lisodson Ordinario para Caresma. We humbly ask you to join us in prayer in Chamorro or English at 7 p.m. nightly from Ash Wednesday, March 2nd to Good Friday, April 15th on Isla Chamorro Streaming Radio. Find it on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network and across all of our social media platforms. Lisodson Ordinario para Caresma, only on KUAM. Rejoice, for he has risen.
KUAM Communications presents a special multi-platform series showcasing women leaders in our community during Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, KUAM News digital media platforms will feature daily weekday profiles of women in business in our community. And every Monday on KUAM News Primetime, we're showcasing a different woman leader in a special feature profile. Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
Let us know what's up on our KOAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
The Link, each morning on Breeze 93.9 FM.
From the place that I call home, but she's calling my name. Yeah, she's calling my name. Miles from her beautiful blue seas, but I'm playing the game, trying to get to this fame. Oh, oh. Think about what I've earned and what's given. Think about my future and my love. Play some ball, mess around and switch it up. Mix some C's with some B's and make a book. Too many trees, they be starting to hurt my lungs. In the box doing nothing that they flown. What the hell am I doing? I got to run now. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I got some hearts to fill and break free from this habit of negativity. Oh damn weak that be sticking to me like macaroni in K3. I'm far away from the comfort of my bed, but it's all good just as long as I can keep my head. Yeah, I'll be back, don't you worry about that. But first I gotta get on track and make some tracks now. Miles from the place that I call home, but she's calling my name. Yeah, she's calling my name. Miles from her beautiful blue seas, and I'm playing the game.
8:37.
Yeah, I'm playing the game.
Bananas Aduas. Let's go to get into this new segment with CNMI Governor Ralph Torres right here on The Link. It is Fit to Lead. Good morning.
Fit to Lead, COVID Weekly with Governor Ralph Torres, paid for by the Office of the Governor.
All right, and let's go ahead and welcome to the show with CNMI Governor Ralph Torres. Good morning, Governor. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Dan Tiro.
Gov, let's just get right into it. So this Fit to Lead, guys, it's going to be a weekly segment here on The Link. And for starters, we're going to get Governor Ralph Torres on this week. And I know that, Gov, you're going to get friends, different officials on to talk about just a bunch of different subjects. But we're starting with you first. And, in case, Gov, people are wondering, what is this Fit to Lead? Can you kind of start from there? I guess the beginning is always a good place to start. No, so this was a conversation that you had with Frank the Crank, right?
Yeah, well, first I was actually first I spoke to my wife about just trying to get back into being healthy, and I've kind of neglected staying healthy. There's so many things happening here in Saipan, from all the typhoon and the pandemic. And just seeing the whole holiday, people that we love has passed on, and seeing my weight gain. So I started to do this personal commitment to prioritize my health. And then Frank came on to do the challenge. So we are working on it. I took that challenge to put that extra effort and extra commitment. Because, health, and Frank said that last week. He said something that if you don't take your time to take care of your health, then later on in life, you will have to make time to address your health issues or something in that matter.
Right,
so
yeah.
I rather make time today to address my health issue and utilize my time later on, spending it with my family and my kids. So with Frank getting on doing a challenge, it has put me into a different category. And I told Frank that last week or so. I said, Frank, let's say, Brad, every time I see fritada, Brad, I think of you. So, it's been really great. I think we're going on our 5th week, or 6th week. Definitely feel a lot better. Doing a lot more working out. We have different organizations here that has been wanting to assist and to offer their program. Over the weekend, we had a Magahaga Eagles Club, which is the ladies club. and they had a fundraising, but it was through Zumba. So that was a whole different type of fundraising. Normally you have fundraising, you have your beer, your food, and you dance. But this one is it's a Zumba fundraising, which I thought was really awesome. They had, I think, way over 100 participants.
Gov, do you Zumba?
So with Frank the Crack, I did a little bit.
Gov, a lot of people, when you look at Zumba, right, and you think, oh, it must be easy because it's a lot of older people doing it. It is not easy at all.
No, man. I think for starters, I think you should use Salumpas or Bengay first. Kind of warm it up. Warm the joint up, because it's not as easy as it looks. This guy's been doing it, right? Yeah. Well, I think Chris, the whole thing here is that once you get into the groove, I think, or the drive, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
And you start to enjoy it more than a drag.
And Gov, is that kind of what it's been like for you? Because you mentioned you're going on, week 5 of this commitment to be fit to lead. So I know, just from my own experience, it's always like the first 2-3 weeks that are the hardest, right? Where you're just trying to get used to it. But, I'm thinking by week 5, you must really be hitting your stride, Gov.
I'm happy. I'm happy with my commitment and the results. Obviously, one of those that you can always do better. You can always cut more and do more. But honestly, I wake up every Monday to Friday, 4:30. I get to the gym by 5, and I work out for an hour. And then last week, Derek also came on. Derek Cutting came on and also, talked to the cabinet and just some of the healthy eating and just portions of what you're eating and in moderation. And I also met up with him a couple weeks ago. So just the little things goes a long way.
Gov, when you because I saw a story that you had challenged the cabinet, right, to join you on this fitness journey.
I don't want to challenge the cabinet or call them out, but I encourage the cabinet and call them on in terms of looking into prioritizing their healthcare, their health, fitness. I'm not asking any of them to get on the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning or cut down all their rice. Because I'm doing it, right? And so I understand the challenges also. Yeah. And realistically, it doesn't just change. It's not just you, it's a family thing, at home too. We're cutting down a lot of processed food. And so just little by little, but I think this whole process here, it's the long term, right? So it's a lifetime, it's a life changing. It's not a weight loss that I want to do in the next 6 months and then call it quit and I met my goal and move on. Right. It's going to be something that's for life.
Gov, is it tough? Especially you being the governor, right? I'm pretty sure you go to a lot of events, and in our culture, right, the number one thing we do at these events is, hey, go and eat. No, Munga, never mind, go eat. Oh, what? You don't like our cooking, So is it hard for you to kind of like, not say no, but to just, watch what you're eating when you go to these events where people, sometimes we get offended if you don't want to eat?
Yeah, to a certain extent, the answer is yes. It's very difficult, but honestly, I think the community has been very supportive. And when I go to places, they actually would put more salad now and just offer fruits. And they also kind of look like, well, they know I'm on this challenge, this health thing, and they don't want to serve me something that's not as healthy. But I do get once in a while when they say, Governor, or, the elders, they say, boy, sagi fan seeds or cakes, I made it. Sagi masya one bite. And so, when you get to that, you're like, okay, well, this is going to be one of those, I'm going to do extra run, just to make sure that it's good.
So there you go.
Complace, right?
Yeah. So you're saying no to everybody but the elderly baking now. You're saying yes, but for that only one bite. One bite, that's it.
You gotta give and take. So if an elderly asks to try something, 99% it's gonna go through.
Well, they know what they're doing. Gov. Can you kind of, you talked about family, getting the family involved, right? And I think that's something that, I mean, even with me, when I made a commitment to try and get healthy, you hope that you inspire the kids, you know, and my boy Channing is kind of, he got back into sports, you know, and he's seen a lot of, you know, weight loss. And so is that kind of what you hope for your family and just the people of CNMI, that they see you on this journey?
Well, of course, you know my family, my wife and my 6 kids. I'm the only one that is carrying around 50 pounds sack of rice, you know. So I'm the only one that's overweight. And so for them, it's just to make sure that they're there and to encourage me that you're doing a good job, keep it up. I've talked to them about doing extra workout or just walking by the beach one of the evenings during the week or the weekends, and they're all up for it. My daughter plays sports. She plays basketball, soccer, volleyball, and all my kids are pretty healthy and pretty athletic. So I'm the only one trying to spend more time with them, and that's where I realize that I can only play so much with them, and then I get exhausted.
Wow.
And so going to this fit challenge, I know and I've seen the difference that I now get to play with them much longer. Yesterday I took them go fishing at COP by the shoreline, and I was able to hang out with them for a few hours, like the whole few hours with them. So that was really good, and I see that changes. So yeah, it's a family thing, and we're trying to reach out to other family members that it's okay to start, and it's okay to start slowly. And that's why I always say it's one day at a time and one meal at a time. And you can't expect results anytime soon, because if you do, you'll be disappointed, and you lose the drive and the determination. And so it's a long-term process.
Gov, when you talk about long-term process, what are your some of your goals for this journey?
You know, honestly, at the end, obviously I want to lose weight much more. I've been looking at some of my Senate pictures and videos when I was Senate president, and I was talking to the First Lady last night. So, you know, I was the Senate president when I was 33. I don't know what that weight was, but I want to go back to that look. The age is different, but at least the weight.
Right. So that's your goal, Gov. And I mean, you know, when you talk about seeing the differences, the results, I know they don't come all at once, right? But you do feel those changes, right? Because you've been at this for a few weeks, and you do. I mean, you know, I don't want to lay it on too thick here, but I feel like you got to kind of glow to you, Gov.
Thank you. But I'll tell you, you know, the pandemic, right? Pandemic has taken a toll to everybody. I mean, seriously. The exhaustion. I mean, you know the effort I've put into it. I mean, for every flight that came in 1 o'clock in the morning, I mean, just we're real challenged. And eating healthy was not any part of the spectrum of hard work from the working hours. It was never what's healthy to eat. It's about what's the next meal, because we need to get on to other things. And so now it's really taking time and say, you know, in order for me to put back my time and to do better, I need to start taking care of my health, because if I don't, then I won't be able to provide better solutions for the people to see in mind.
Well, Governor, and I think that you've been clear that that's really kind of at the center of this journey, is not only being able to provide for the people of CNMI and to be there and to be healthy enough to make the best decisions, but to also be there for your family. I mean, I think that's noble, Gov.
Man, Chris, my oldest one is 16 years old, and my youngest is 6. And imagine having 6 kids, and I'm 42 years old. At the rate I was going, it's not a nice view and not a nice picture. So I want to change that picture where 10 years from now, I'll be playing with them and doing more sports with them, hanging out with them, and be part of their journey. What's the success and the challenges that they go through. I want to be part of their life. And I'd rather be part of their life than them setting aside some time to come visit me at the hospital. I mean, knock on wood, right? God determines where we go from here on. But at the end, again, we need to put our share in, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Gov, are you encouraged by the response from some of the cabinet officials, like the Defense Commissioner and the IRP and their staff, and also the Bureau of Women's Affairs? They kind of jumped onto this Fit to Lead journey, right?
Man, Chris, I tell you, these guys, we have over 100 DFAMs have registered to go to the gym. I mean, at 5 o'clock in the morning, every time I go to the gym, there's always DFAMs there. DPS and correction, they have their own mini gym that they're working on. And we have other departments called, I can call out the names of the department that they've actually taken the initiative as a team to do their walks after work. So we're working on also to do a executive order or a memo, so to speak, to encourage our government employees to take 2 hours admin leave, 2 hours every week for self-care. And acknowledge some a very difficult time at home to prioritize their time for self-care. But if we can incorporate that into the government hours, it's also good and beneficial for the government and for the people that they serve. So that should be coming out soon.
All right, you guys heard it here first. So, Gov, let me just recap that. Executive order coming soon that would give government employees the opportunity to avail of 2 hours of admin leave for self-care, exercise, that kind of stuff.
And so we're working on the accountability, right? So you can take 30 minutes off every day, or up to 2 hours, and go to the gym or do walk. I mean, we're working on that accountability.
Right.
But at the end, we want our community and our government workers and employees to know that take this time to prioritize your healthcare and for self-care. It means a lot and it'll go a long way.
Thank you, Gov. I'm really excited about this segment of Fit to Lead, and I'm glad it's off to a great start. In closing, did you have any message before we let you go?
No, I just wanted to thank all the communities, everyone that I've met. I've actually been very encouraging. They also give me the motivation. So I want to thank all of them for giving me the courage and continue this drive. It's so nice when you go to different places, you meet different folks, people that you don't know, that you've never met, thanking you for this drive, this challenge, because it's also affecting them and it's making them have a priority. So it's really good. And I want to thank you too, KUM, for having this episode.
Thank you, Governor.
Anything else?
We're good, Governor. Catch up with you next Monday.
All right, take care.
That's
Have a good
that.
week.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Governor Ralph Torres, Fit to Lead, right here on the link. Good morning.
Fit to Lead, COVID Weekly with Governor Ralph Torres, paid for by the Office of the Governor. Subscribe to our KOAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KOAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KOAM Communications. Go to KOAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
KUAM Communications presents a special multi-platform series showcasing women leaders in our community during Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, KUAM News digital media platforms will feature daily weekday profiles of women in business in our community. And every Monday on KUAM News Primetime, we're showcasing a different woman leader in a special feature profile. Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KUAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KUAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
Start off your middays with the menu on KUAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KUAM TV 8 weekdays at noon, with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KUAM TV 11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platform and the KUAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropicool Ice. Join Nestor Licacto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc. It's Feed-to-Be Fridays on The Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on The Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
Catch Sports Link on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
One more time now. To see you live every minute, every day and night, and I want you to know that whatever you do, wherever you go, remember someone loves you, honey. No matter what, just want you to be my girl.
Good morning, 8:57. Right here on The Link. About to do Cover Me. We're going to close the show with Cover Me here at Viva Mess tomorrow. It's brought to you by Docomo Pacific and Burger King. Docomo Pacific, here to help the Affordable Connectivity Program. You down with ACP? They're helping you connect to things that matter most, like the Link live stream, like the Hotspot live stream. With $30 off select internet plans, head over to Docomo Pacific's Tamuning HQ to see if you qualify. Qualifying households can get a free router with an additional $45 off for a limited time only. Visit Docomo Pacific and ask about ACP today. Also brought to you by our good friends at Burger King. Yep. Lenten favorites. Just in time for Lent, try the Big BK Big Fish Sandwich or the Impossible Whopper. That is 100% Whopper, 0% beef. Sounds like a winner to me. BK, your way. And we're going to continue our selection of musics from a Mr. Bob Kenga, Robert Kenga. He's obviously a Chamorro guy. He stays out in Washington State. And we played, it was a cool cut that we played Friday. He did the cover of Angumupu Sipaluma. That one, he did that one. But he actually did a whole performance for some of the, I think one of the Chamorro clubs out there in Washington States. And so we were able to get the performance. Uncle Ken Conception was able to chop it up with his Mess Chamorro machete. And so now we have all these great performances from Robert Kenga. And this one here is Apumagi. I'm going to say it's the J.D. Crutch one because, you guys know Casey has a song called Apumagi too that's different. It's a little different. It's a totally different song. But this is, I think, the J.D. Crutch one, okay? And it's performed by Robert Kenga. It's Cover Me. Guys, Guahusi Bolbeck, thank you so much for jamming with us on this Monday. Hopefully, we'll get some type of announcement about some type of gubernatorial team so we can kick this show up a little bit tomorrow on Tuesday. Brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Until la Gupa está. Adios.
ti ding o pur ho ta tiu wa cha ka ho tang gi un ding u chu lo li ho di pai ni ta lo di ma to mu ta pa ta tu mas ki ba tu song ya lo tiu hong gi che lu na pona puti tu na to He got blue guy, my God, he get the on. Apu magi get my dog. The person on your knees to the Sahagu, Sahu. Apu magi get my dog. The person on your knees to the Sahagu, Sahu. Sinyati mongi, aku rasa buku makati, aku hagu. Alo hagu itelu, I'm a gahirin hasu. Natur hagu tunai neni nama foto. Gona kahu kita kahu, nama gahirin nati jamu. Labai hanau jani namu natimu. Apu magi gapa gahu, Labai sangan yang ni suryahu, Sahagu jahu. Apu magi gapa gahu, Labai sangan yang ni suryahu, Sahagu jahu.